Hey y'all, welcome back. Episode 2 of season 4, and it's actually the week after we did the first episode. We're not taking 2 weeks off in between.
But it is the first episode out.
Uh, it was supposed to be. This
All
is
right.
that now we're going to double check because you said
I
that.
don't think it's out, but it's
Mm,
okay. Andrew's very busy. He's
nope.
got like an early morning job now,
And
and he's still a college student.
he's
So,
got finals.
oh, does he have finals now?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. I think he had finals coming up or something.
But
So
it's but it's like November. Don't they have finals in December?
I don't know. I don't know when they started college. They could have started earlier and get out breaks earlier. I don't know.
You gotta love
Um,
it.
but hopefully that'll be out soon.
By the time this episode goes out, we'll probably be filming the third episode, and then the first episode should be out by the time this episode is finished.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's the typical for us.
Always
Uh,
late. It's all good.
always. It's all right. I have no hat. I'm just rocking my Slam TD shirt today. What do you, Kevin? You got anything good?
I have nothing good because I wasn't sure how long this was gonna be. We were gonna be on for. I wasn't sure if it was 5 minutes, 2 minutes,
Oh,
10 minutes. But I will say I do have this cool hat. This is the Celtics hat that we bought when we went to Boston. So I guess I'll just wear this for a little bit because my hair looks like shit. And yeah,
and the
happy Friday, everybody.
only reason you bought that one was because it was all black, so you could rock it.
And not only that, it's because we remember when we were
It was
there, it was
so
so
cold.
cold. And I was like, I think I had like a standard hat on, like a regular hat, and I was like, yo, this is fucking bullshit. Let me
I
get a
think
hat. No, wait, I
no,
didn't have a hat on.
I had my I had a beanie.
Yeah, and I bought this beanie, so like this is just it's all black. You can't actually can't even see it's a Celtics hat unless I
I
like bring this hat up close.
Yeah, I can tell it because I know it, the hat, but yeah, I know if you just saw you walking on the street and a quick glance, yeah,
Standard black hat, but clutch.
your hair don't look like shit either. You look good. You look good.
It's flat instead of being up right now. But it's all
Uh,
right. I have a haircut. Like I have a full self-care day coming up on Tuesday.
oh,
So I'm getting the haircut done before Thanksgiving. I'm getting stretched. So it's a day off, so I'm excited.
I need to go do the second part of that, is stretch and go to a chiropractor and crack everything. And
Chiropractor will be probably not this week, maybe the next week.
yeah, I gotta look into that. I need to do it. My body hurts after 2 days of basketball this week.
Well, hold on. Well, before we get to look at you in the basketball days. Shout out to you. Are you in like a league now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm playing in
Look at you.
30 plus league. We Our draft is the first, December 1st. So um I don't know even know who captains are, but they'll pick people. Um, I can either play in the A division or the B division,
What's the
but
difference?
or excuse me.
Whoa,
Um,
yawning.
yeah, I know the type of competition. So in the A division, it's tougher. In the B, it's just like shits and giggles and whatnot. So
Cool,
I
cool.
I've played against both. I can play in both easy. The B I can dominate, and then
Make sure you dominate.
you know what, I'm gonna play at A, I think, because I want to
Okay.
have some. I want to be competitive. So we'll see how it goes. If A is just like too much, like people getting all pissy about stuff, I'll probably go play in B
True.
and just be like, yo, y'all need a B player because I'll join and just have some fun and kick it. So yeah,
Nice.
but it's fun. Get like 25
Okay.
games out of it.
How many? 25 games?
Yeah.
So is that like more than one game a week?
I don't know how it's gonna set up because because we play at the high school.
Okay.
So it's based off of the schedules there and all the other rec leagues that go around my town.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like the last bits that get to play. So it might be
Okay.
like, oh, you're playing 2 games tonight. It's at 7 and 9 or 7 and 8. So it's like you're gonna probably play double headers. And like, oh, you could play like someone was talking about it. They're like, oh, you could play 3 games in one night or three games in one week and then have like 2 weeks off. And I'm like, That
Oh,
would suck.
that would be annoying
So
if you played like three in like a week and you had like 2, 3 weeks off, and then you're like, if you're like tired.
yeah, and then
But
getting
did they
back
give you
into
your schedule ahead of time?
I would hope so.
Yeah,
We'll find out. Probably find out in the next, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks. So, which would be fun. I'm just gonna have go enjoy it. Not gonna take it too seriously, though I probably will. Um, and get pissed off at everybody. It's all right,
nice.
how it goes.
What shoes are you wearing?
I've been rocking the Kobe's.
Nice, nice. Good
Yeah.
time.
The downside though is I think I need to not rock them as much because they're starting to peel up on the sides a little bit.
Hmm.
So I'm like, ooh, these might need to
You need to
probably
rotate.
yeah, I need to throw the Tatums in there. I need to throw the Irvings and might throw another pair of Kobe's into that mix. But my West Virginia bag can hold like 3, 4 pairs of shoes, so we're good.
Oh yeah,
I'll just rock that all the time. But yeah, no, it should be fun. I'm excited.
love that.
And now let's talk some weekly sports updates because there's some good ones that I honestly totally spaced. And I was like writing this episode. I'm like, oh wait, I said things on Instagram. Oh shit, here's some good stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
What you got?
so Hubie Brown, 91 years old, is finally going to set to retire from ESPN and announcing NBA games.
I mean, it's funny when you say that. It's like I completely forgot that like Hubie Brown is still doing that, and the fact that he is incredible. So shout out to Hubie Brown. He deserves like I hope they give him a nice send off for him retiring as um because he's amazing. I mean, 91 years old. You're talking around like like is that like what are we talking 40 plus years being in the league
Yeah,
and
so
associated?
so he coached against Kareem and Oscar, coached against LeBron and MJ, and
That's right.
has called games for Steph and Wemby
That's what, four generations right there.
easily. He
That's
coached
incredible.
against Kareem, Oscar, Patrick, Ewing, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. Yeah, he began his coaching career in 1955. He's coached at all levels.
Yes, because I even remember he was in the booth, and then in the early 2000s he came back out and coached the Grizzlies when they
Yep.
first went to Memphis, and then he like left the Grizzlies to go back to like commentating.
So he hasn't called a game yet this year due to personal tragedies, is what this post says, but
Okay,
he'll call one game, at least one game this year and call it quits.
okay,
Which I kind
that's
of
good.
hope it's the Celtics Lakers game. That'd be a great one for him to go out on.
Or would he call one of the games of like the teams that he coached?
Ooh,
Like a because I'm pretty sure didn't he? I'm pretty sure he coached the Knicks for a little bit, and then he coached the Grizzlies. Let's see.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know. Yeah, I don't know. Just the simple fact that he's 91 years old and he has been doing this for that
Okay,
long.
so this
Like,
would be interesting. So the teams he coached. These are all of his. Um, he coached the Bucks in the 70s. Well, assistant coach.
hmm
Head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Head coach of the Knicks in the 82 to 87. So
okay.
he was the coach pre Patrick Ewing. So that's like Bernard King in that era. After Red Holzman retired, then from 87 didn't do anything, and then finally went back to coaching for 2 years for the Memphis Grizzlies. 16 years removed when he was hired by
Wow.
uh Jerry West.
Wow.
Yeah, he resigned. This is interesting. He resigned from the Grizzlies on Thanksgiving Day, uh, citing unexpected health related issues. And then in which you went from one announcer to another as he was replaced by Mike Fratello, who was also a commentator.
Damn. And he's been on every network too.
Oh yeah, CBS, NBC,
NBC,
ABC, ESPN, wild.
unreal. That's unmatched. Only by Dick Vitale. Probably can match that.
Yeah, shout out to Dick Vitale out here.
Yep. But plus side, well, not to Hubie retiring, but plus side to the NBA is inside the NBA is not going anywhere. Thank God we get to keep them around.
Hmm.
They get to go to ESPN. And in the deal, did you see what I sent over in the group? What
No, which
TNT
one?
gets for this? They get rights to the Big 12 games as well as football and basketball games.
Really?
That's
TNT?
huge. Yeah. So they get rights
Wow.
to those games, um, which is massive because they really don't have any college football, I believe, on that
Yeah,
ever.
TNT or TBS, they don't have any college football at all.
So let me just see. I know, yeah. So landmark sports media trade. ESPN receives Inside the NBA. TNT receives 13 Big 12 football games, 15 Big 12 basketball games a year.
Oh, okay.
There's no money being exchanged. It's an even exchange for um, those rights. But I guess Shaq's pissed because his contract ends at the end of this season and it hasn't been discussed to be renewed.
Mm.
Which I'm sorry, if you're bringing over ESP, the inside the NBA crew, you have to have Shaq because the other crews that they have, what with Jamal Crawford on one,
Hmm.
Candace Parker,
Yeah,
some weird white dude that I don't like. The rest of them are all trash. They're all horrible. It's just not the same. You have to only have the four originals and let them run run the gambit. Don't let anyone else touch it because they're just not as good.
they just saw the thing where he's trading 13 Big 12 football games. So is that I'm assuming for just next year, or is this like an every year thing?
I think it's an every year thing
Wow.
because
That's
I'm
that's interesting. Yeah, because you don't that's TBS and the Turner Network is the only place that you don't see any
college
college
football.
football, because they get the tournament every year.
Yeah, they get a large portion of the tournament. But hey, good for them to strike that deal. That's huge for
Oh yeah.
them because that's going to bring another audience to that network that may not go and watch anything on there. I don't remember the last time I watched TNT except for basketball.
Mm. But I'm
So
curious, like, why, like, the Big 12? I'm surprised they didn't get anything else. I feel like they only wanted Big 12 football, Big 12 basketball. I feel like Atlanta, like, why would you not take any maybe SEC football games or
I doubt ESPN is going to give up SEC. That's probably too sweet. But I bet the reason is it's ESPN saying, you know what, we'll give you Big 12.
hmm
And the NBA one probably was like, no, we're going to take that because the the fans don't want this to end.
hmm
I could see it playing out like that, where the NBA made the call and Turner Network was like, okay, well, we'll do what you guys say because we don't want people to lose their jobs and we want these guys to enjoy what they keep doing. So that might be part of it, or it's just TNT was like, yeah, Big 12 sounds great.
But my now the question is, so production wise, so does that mean ESPN takes over production, or is TNT still producing? Are they going to be producing everything, but it's just taking place on the ESPN network?
Good question. That I don't know. I
Because that's the thing. Because like so that means you're gonna uproot all those guys out of Atlanta, Georgia, to go film all the way in like Connecticut
ugh. Or New
for
York.
ESPN. That's what I'm saying. So are you gonna is this like a trade-off where like they allow to like still use like the Turner studio and such?
You
Oh, Andrew sent me a
yeah.
snap.
Oh, he did.
Andrew. Oh no, wait, this is a different Drew. Whoops. He's just drinking a different
Oh,
Drew that I know. But yeah, questions to behold. I don't know if there's any other thing that it says in here, but shout out to the Athletic for breaking the news.
ay, ay, ay.
Uh-oh.
Elon Musk. I just hopped on Twitter. Apparently, Elon Musk is interested in buying MSNBC from Comcast. How
Joy.
about you just go back to whatever country you were born in and never come back?
Yikes.
Sorry, is that too much? I apologize. Um, and then let's dive into this one. This one was interesting. I didn't know this until this afternoon. Caitlin Clark is now part of the investment team to bring a Cincinnati National Women's Soccer League team to the city. Unreal. That's awesome. Don't know how she has the money because she only gets paid $78,000 a year by
Don't forget about it, all her endorsement deals with State Farm
that's
and
true.
Nike. She got a little more than that little 14,000 that she's getting for the W.
It's a
All
little
right.
bit more than 14. It's like 15.5. Come
All
on.
right. So right here, so what I'm looking according to ESPN, I guess she's let's see. The it's um well, very interesting Cincinnati.
I know.
Well, it's funny in this article it mentions that they're trying to break down. So they're trying to add another expansion team. But I guess Boston has one coming.
Yep. They just don't have a name yet for it.
Okay, Boston, and then pretty much it just says that Caitlin Clark's just passionate about elevating women's sports around the greater Cincinnati area, which is interesting. As I don't know what her connection to Cincinnati is, if she has one, unless she's just bored and be like, all right, sure, let's just do Cincinnati.
Probably because it was not going to happen in Iowa. Um,
I mean, is she? I don't. Is she from Cincinnati originally?
no, I don't think so. I thought she was from. she's- I know she's from the Midwest, but I don't know. I don't think she's from Cincinnati.
No, yeah, she's from Iowa. So I don't know what the connection to Cincinnati, unless she has like friends there or something.
Maybe it was just the right opportunity for her to, and it's well, Indiana, so it's not far,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
and it's not horrible, but yeah, maybe that. But then that just reminds me I can't remember the woman's name, but she donated $30 million to women's sports and the NWSL for
Nice.
expansion and continued growth of women's sports in America, which is unreal. Hats off to you, lady. I don't remember your name, and I apologize. But that's pretty damn cool. Are you looking it up?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
was
were.
just reacting.
Um, let's talk WU. We suck. Um, we made Baylor look like they had Derrick Henry on their team. Um, and now we are what, 5-6, 5-7, 5-6, maybe? I don't
No,
even
we're
know.
5-5 right now.
5-5, 2 games left. Ugh, could easily lose tomorrow on against UCF. So by the time you guys listen to this, you will have either won or lost. Um, I'm still mad that they let Garrett Green start instead of Nico, to be completely honest.
I mean, honestly, I think we are just unbelievably terrible. Um, I think there's gonna be a change coming. We just won't know when, where, but yeah, I I don't even know where to begin with this team. They're just it's just hard to watch.
Yeah.
Really difficult to watch. And we just come up short in every single big game this year. We're only we have like 2 wins right now, possibly maybe three, but 2 wins at home, unacceptable. I just don't know how much longer that we're gonna be able to say that he's gonna be safe to keep his job. I don't even know. Say he wins out 7-5, they go to some random bowl game, they win that. I still don't think that's enough that for us to keep him.
No, no way. You were touted to say that this year was going to be your best year. You brought in your own this at this point it was all your own recruits, everyone that you wanted to bring in. Well, some of them have been good. Trotter's kid is great on defense. I like that.
The rest of that secondary that we
That
were supposed to be really, really good has been completely unsuccessful.
yeah,
And you can tell there was like I was watching a video of the game the other day, and there was like the one of the defensive linemen reacting of like the
throwing
miscommunication
cover.
on the backside. And it's frustrating for them because like they're working so hard down in the trenches, getting pressure on the quarterback, and when just the one time they need the back end to help,
And
doesn't happen.
they got pressure on the quarterback. And the only reason they're running the ball is as much as they were able to is like once you break through that line, there's no one to stop them. We can't do
Yeah,
anything.
the lack
So
of tackling, the lack of ability to tackle is just blatant. Like, I don't know. I think the only way it's gonna get worse is I'm curious how the senior day is gonna be this weekend against UCF. If
oof,
people
I
are gonna
know.
freaking show, the fans don't show, that's gonna be a uh tell telltale of everything that's gonna happen. If we have a really bad showing at Texas Tech, you know, that's gonna be another thing. If we end 6-6, I definitely think it's over if we don't if it's 6-6 or if we even lose the um the home game tomorrow. Um, but yeah, it's hard to watch West Virginia football. You hear a lot of you watch the people on the internet when they talk about you know it's hard to look forward to watching a game. Like no one will make time to watch a W game like they did in the past. Like if it's on, amazing. We'll tune in for a little bit if the game is good. But most
Hmm.
people we're watching because we're alum and it's because we want to hopefully see some good football. But right now, it's been a challenge, an extreme challenge.
No, I agree. And I'm honestly, I know at the beginning of this year, I was like, oh, I might be trusting it. I don't trust anything that man says or does. Um, but apparently, last night at the basketball game, Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, and two other college coaches were at the game
In Morgantown,
in Morgantown.
what were they doing there?
I don't know.
Hold
Well,
on.
Jimbo and Saban makes sense. They're from there, but I don't remember. I'm trying to figure out where I saw it, but I did see it somewhere. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
This team, like you
On
said, it's hard to watch. There's supposed to be great players out there, supposed to be good players um, coming in, but really at this point, it's just
well,
horrible.
will be extremely interesting if maybe they were there. Was there some sort of like West Virginia type deal?
I don't
Uh,
know.
I'm trying to like Google.
Yeah, so I was too, and it just not coming up, but I saw something earlier. Um,
Yeah, this is everything's from like add Jimbo Fisher, blah blah blah. Well, because didn't they used to work together when they were like at LSU?
yeah, and they don't like each other, apparently, from what I've been told, but um, I don't know. It would be everyone keeps talking about let's bring Rich Rod back. Let's bring Rich Rod back. No, I don't want a
No.
Rich Rod. No, you don't go backwards. Freaking go backwards, you're screwed. Like, he's not the coach you want, not the coach we need. I would
And I don't even
love.
think like though they everybody talks about his spread offense, but are like the teams are. It was different when Rich Rod was running the spread offense back in the day because not many people were running it like that. But everyone's way
Everyone,
more athletic nowadays than previous years.
oh yeah,
So
they would
they
eat
all
it
run
up.
a similarity of a some sort of spread offense. So I don't think like everyone clamoring, yes, is he doing well at Jackson State? Of course, because it's freaking Jackson State, but it's a different ball game when you come to the Big 12 and especially the Big 12 that we're currently in.
Yeah, this is a good Big 12. You know, we could be watching two teams that were just added back into the Big 12 fight for the Big 12 championship game, or somebody that just came in last year do it. So,
And can you and if while we're on that topic, can you possibly see the way it was broken out that the Big 12 champion would be the lowest ranked seed, so it doesn't get the first round bye? We're
mhm.
talking about BYU people.
Yeah, that would just, I just,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
get the whole college football thing. We don't have to go into that right now, but let's move on. What's your next topic?
Basketball, besides their horrible loss to Pitt, and they just dismantled Iona last night or the night before, um, they look good. Like you and I were texting back and forth about it. It's a building year with a new coach, new system. Um, but I am excited for it. It's more fun than what it was for 2 years straight with Huggins and either Eilert last year, even though he was kind of just tossed into it and given what he had and made it work the best he could. But I think this year it should be a little bit more interesting. We're not going to be good by any means, but it should be at least fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see their rebound win against Iona. Saw the disastrous highlights of Pitt,
Mm.
and yeah, I think I'm much more hopeful to watch Coach DeVries his progress than right now watching Neil Brown's progress with the football program. I have two different outlooks. I'm much more positive knowing that like, all right, we have some coming years that should be getting better. Where on the other end, I'm like, I don't think we're getting anywhere much from this guy.
No,
Which is a different saying that I had earlier in the year. I was trusting it, but after I
you
went to
made me
Pittsburgh
believe,
and got
Kevin.
heartbroken, you know, I can't see myself going back to another WV football game until, literally somehow figure it out.
But I'll be there next year just because I have the tickets. So, um,
Good times.
I'll I'll, I'll be there with Andrew and everyone. We'll FaceTime you and tell you that we miss you. Um,
Hmm.
that we wish you were there. So, oh my
Yep,
God, we could have bought season tickets for women's basketball for $8. That's
that's
crazy.
wild.
Let's one talk about women's basketball. Aren't they ranked in like the top 15 right now?
Last time I checked, they were.
I think they still are. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Rankings.
Let's see. They're 5-0.
We are 13.
Yeah,
Yeah,
number
they
13.
haven't updated it yet.
Good times.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
Love that.
they're good. They're cooking, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna. I mean, this is gonna be a good team. Coach Kellogg did a hell of a job last year.
Yep.
We could have beat Caitlin Clark if we were on a neutral site game, but again, I
And the refs
digress.
didn't suck.
Yeah, and yeah, uh, I'm excited. I've been following along as much as I could with the women's games. I haven't had a chance to watch any, but
Yeah, I've only
you
seen the
know,
highlights.
yeah,
But hey, I'm cool with it. I want them to be successful, continue to do well. Um, it's great to watch as a fan. Um, we have a couple teams that are actually doing something and exciting to watch. And we also have, I know women's soccer, they got bounced out of the tournament, so they're out.
well,
But
sad face.
men's soccer won, so they're moving on So they played um, North Florida just the other night and won 2-1. So that means they will play on Sunday against Virginia
Ooh.
at 5. And Virginia's the number 11 team in the country. I don't know where we finished this year. I think we were in the top 10 still. Um, but we won the MAC outright and then won the MAC tournament. So that's great. I would love to keep seeing them progress as we move on. Last year they made it to the quarterfinals, I believe, against Clemson and lost.
Hmm.
But hey, if they can win this game, I think that puts them into the same region, same realm that they were in last year. So that'd be fantastic to see. I'd love to see that because
Yeah,
we're definitely not a football school. We ain't gonna do shit there.
we are a football school. So go European football team. We got this.
We are a school of every other sport but football
Yes.
and
Go
rebounding and back. What?
go rifle team
Well, yeah, that's just not even fair.
for reals.
All right, let's talk about something fun and less depressing. Uh, NBA is finally changing up the All-Star game. Thank God.
Can you tell the people what is the change
Mhm.
up in the All-Star game?
So instead of East versus West or LeBron's team versus Steph Curry's team, um, they will be doing I would say it's almost like a round robin or pickup style basketball games. So you'll have four teams of eight. Three will be NBA All-Stars, and the other team will be the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge. So either the sophomores or the rookies, or if it's the world. I hope they don't do the world. I hate that. I hated that
How do
model.
they how does did they do the rookies now? Don't they do something with like the G League or something like that too?
I don't know if they're doing that again. I hope they go back to the model of sophomores versus rookies because that's always fun to see like that 1 year difference between the players. I think that's cool. But I don't know how they're doing that. But so those will be your four teams. The first games are up to, you play to 40 or 45, I think I saw. After that, the next game, the championship game is only to 25. So it's quick basketball. It's not, you actually have to play defense. It's not just, we're just going to be lackadaisical, throw the ball up and do whatever. So they did that, which is great. I think it's going to be a huge thing for the league. Um, I also hope that that means that they're going to get to wear their normal jerseys and not make up jerseys again. I miss the old school days of them wearing their normal jerseys to the All-Star game. I kind of like that approach.
Yeah,
So
but then here's the thing: when you do that with these four different teams, how the hell are you gonna figure out who is on whose team then?
yeah, well, especially if it's dark versus if you're doing home jerseys versus away jerseys, and say the two home teams win, you're gonna go, oh, so I gotta have my other color with me. So I
Yeah,
get
so
it.
like I don't think that's gonna work where they go back unless they do the old format, which is never gonna happen again after they score like 200 points in an All-Star game, one of the worst All-Star games probably ever. They just keeps getting worse and worse.
Oh,
But
I know. Oh, the Celtics
I
are
don't.
playing against the Wizards right now, and I guess destroying them.
Hmm.
Well, that's good. Um, yeah,
Let's
I don't know.
see.
I think it's gonna be good. I think at the end of the day that it needed a shot in the arm, but I think this is a great approach.
So and then also my question is how so it's always was voted East versus West for your
Hmm.
starters. So then how do people vote for this All-Star game now?
I don't know. That'll be um, do you just pick your favorite players, the top players? Does the media get their votes too? How does, you know, you're gonna have eight players per team. I'm assuming it's 5-on-5,
Hmm.
full court. Um, I hope they play ones and twos and not just. twos and threes.
I think it would probably have to be twos and threes.
You'd
It
be
would
that'd be
take it would take forever if it was ones and twos.
not really. Ones and twos would be pretty quick too. If you keep doing twos and threes, you're gonna be that game could be done in 5 minutes. So you have to
We'll see. I guess I don't I'm not I mean I appreciate them giving the college a try on like trying to do something different because
Mhm.
they realize how bad it's been at least the last like 3 4 years.
Yeah.
Um I know like I was looking online about earlier how like a lot of like foreign players are not a fan of it at all. And I'm like, well, at the same time, what else can you ask the NBA to do? Like we've tried to go back to the regular format. It doesn't work. We tried the thing different where they do the thing for the charity. It worked for the first year, then it just went downhill from there. It's you know, it's hard. Like it's not on the NBA. The NBA is trying to make it competitive. It's the players that are in it. The players are the
Mhm.
ones, if they don't really want to play hard, they're not going to play hard. It's not like when we grew up watching it where they really took it as a true competition to show who's the best of the best.
Yep.
Our, you know, the players this year, they all like each other. It's not like in the past where like when you got to play in the All-Star game, you're going after Jordan or something like that. You're Kobe, you're getting going after Kobe.
Hmm.
That time is over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I no, I hope I'm curious how it's gonna work out. I have many questions. I'm willing to listen. But I'm more excited during All-Star game. I remember they pitched it last year. If they do that 3-point shooting contest where they do Sabrina and Caitlin versus like Clay and Steph,
Oh,
that
that'd be
would be
cool.
really cool. Like two ball style. Like if I would love if they set that up. But you
It,
never know.
it'd be cool is if it was each side of the court, right? You had them going against each other. So you had Steph versus Sabrina,
Hmm.
and we'll use Clay just because he's a splat or whatever.
Hmm.
Clay versus Caitlin. It would be cool to see those two go head to head, and then whoever wins each goes and plays each other. So it could be Steph versus Clay. It could be the girls versus each other. It could be a mix. I think that would be kind of cool because it gives you the, ooh, who do you pull for? It's not just I'm pulling for, the women's team just because I like Sabrina or Caitlin. It's like I want Caitlin to win. I really like Steph. I really want to see Steph. Like I think that would be a neat approach. Um, and then the biggest thing they're gonna have to figure out is redoing the dunk contest and not just letting anybody go and do it. Um, and if you're gonna be in it, you actually need to do some good dunks and not just some random ass shit like they have been the past few years.
I think
Um,
they should just scrap the dunk contest, if you ask me.
ooh, that's a hot take.
No, they should just scrap it. That time of the time of generation, we're all retired now that enjoyed the dunk contest. I think
Mm.
you make the feature the 3-point shooting contest.
Or
Dunk
the
contest is over
skills.
with. There aren't really any good dunks out there. They've been done already, unless you're gonna like jump over the basketball hoop backwards and like throw it down like with your face. That's the dunk contest. That's my hot take. Hot take.
Ooh.
Whenever Kevin does Instagram posts again, dunk
And is
contest to be removed out of the All-Star game. Do it.
okay. The only two players I could ever think could do what you just said, jump over the backboard and all that, would be Dwight Howard and Blake Griffin back in their primes. They might do it. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, okay. I, you know what, Kevin? I like that approach. I think you're onto something there. Just the simple fact that truly no one cares about it anymore. It's not something that was
It's
that's
not the spectacle it was like in
no.
the 2000s and the 2010s when, we were growing up watching it. Nobody cares because one, like you mentioned, we're getting people from the G League winning it
Yeah.
instead of like an actual player that's playing in the league. All the guys in the league are too cool to do it, or they don't want to do it because they don't want to hurt themselves. It's might as well just do away with it.
Or you have Cole Anthony dunking in Tim's.
Yeah, that could have been a complete disaster if he tore his Achilles.
I think the only way they could ever save the dunk contest is if you somehow made it so that LeBron, Zion, Ja, and God, I can't even think of another high flyer that'd be fun to
Or
watch.
you would just need a minimum requirement of like games played to be able to make the
Mm,
dunk contest. Like you got to at least play 2/3 of
of the games prior to
the
to
games
the
prior to
All-Star.
the All-Star game in order to qualify for the dunk contest.
I think that would be the approach, and you just can't just be like, okay, Derek Jones, yeah, you
That
can
guy,
do it.
12th man off the bench. Let's get Mac McClung again from the G League, and then let's get somebody off the street. We'll give him like $20.
Yeah,
Like, I
we'll
mean,
we'll, we'll have Obi Toppin go do it. Oh, we'll have his brother go do it now. It's like,
yeah,
no,
his
just
brother
stop.
who's been like chilling on the bench or in like the Westchester Knicks. Like, there's just got to be better ways.
I agree. I agree. Hopefully, you know what? I like the approach that they're taking. They're trying to change it up, so maybe they'll figure it out. But let's shift gears. We're going to shift them back again here in a moment. But let's talk about a team very close to you. You used to
Oh,
work in their stadium.
uh-oh.
Well, both are dumpster fires at this point. We can go either direction, but let's start with the Giants. As of today, they released Daniel Jones.
No, no, no. He requested the
Oh,
release.
I didn't listen to it. I heard that he basically said goodbye the other day, and I didn't know he requested the release.
Yes. John Mayer came out with a statement saying that they just had a meeting today in which Daniel Jones requested his release and that they both agreed that it was good to part ways. So I think I think honestly it was a good mood for both parties. The
Yeah.
parting of the ways should have been a lot sooner.
Hmm.
Um You know, I think for Daniel Jones, I was just listening to NFL Live talk about it. I think for Daniel Jones, for him, it's not about getting reps. It's just about building the confidence back. Whether it's, trying to find a good coordinator that he can learn from. A lot of people have been talking about like either Miami, they're working with them, or working with somebody like Cliff Kingsbury, or
Hmm.
working with Sean McVay. They talk about like, he could be very similar to what happened to guys like Gino or like Baker Mayfield, going to a place, like being on good terms with a coordinator, that coordinator possibly becomes a head coach and then goes ahead and, takes them on to because they already know their offense. But yeah, Daniel Jones, you just really didn't have a chance in New York, man. I'm really sorry. You didn't have a chance.
No,
And
and they should
you
never have
weren't
paid
set
him the
up for
money.
success.
Yeah, they should never have paid him the money they did. Um, but this could like I think the worst part is in his last practice, you make him go play safety.
That's
Like
wild.
that's just disrespectful. Like you're now coming across and saying, "Hey, we're gonna bench you for technically the third string quarterback," which you brought Drew Lock in for what reason then? Because Drew Lock is here, Tommy DeVito's down here.
Not the way that they were playing though. But I
I
think
don't
no, I think the reason why they went with DeVito was I think Drew Lock is hurt.
No, Drew Lock's not. He's
Well,
I don't know.
it's hey, let's give it to DeVito. He's from Jersey. Let him
That's
rock.
the I think that's the only reason they're doing it is because
They're
they
gonna
had
get some
him
fan support back.
they had him play last year and everyone loved him. And guess what? We get to watch one of the worst Thanksgiving football games ever with the Giants and the Cowboys with backup quarterbacks playing.
God, it's gonna. So honestly, I made it interesting. My friend has one of my friends from the gym. Shout out to you, Barker. We have a pool for her, like for her work, and I put in a pool so I can. They did like, how they do Super Bowl boxes. They did
Yeah,
boxes for this game just so they can make this game a little more interesting to watch.
okay. I like that. I think the only other way to make it interesting is that Daniel Jones somehow signs with the Cowboys and plays and destroys the
Dude, if that were to
Giants.
ever happen, I would laugh my ass off.
Well, apparently one of his top places to land is your team.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
I mean,
It wouldn't be a bad
it's not a
spot.
bad choice, but I like right now what we have in Russell and Fields.
Yeah,
Let's
I
not
do too.
disturb it.
I,
Unless if Daniel Jones just wants to learn from another offense coordinator, be just a third string guy, just to like learn, cool.
the dude is
But
making a shitload of money to do nothing, so good for him.
yeah,
But let's just flip the switch real quick and we'll talk about the Jets. Um, Apparently they're just going to be on a fire sale at the end of the year from reports. And Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers after week 4.
and that's the Jets for you guys. That's the
And
Jets.
you fired your coach, who, yeah, he wasn't great. Salah wasn't a great head football coach, but your interim coach is worse. Your defense went from being one of the best in the league to being almost one of the worst in the league
Mhm.
within 2 weeks. It pissed me off because they were my fantasy football defense for a while, and I had to drop them on my teams. So figure this out. And I saw a crazy stat. Was it um who's the kid? Oh, Pierre Paul
Uh-huh.
has an interception more recently than Gardner, Sauce
That's
Gardner.
wild.
Yep. How
So
screwed up
wild.
is that? Sauce
Oh
Gardner
yeah.
had an interception in 2022. So did Pierre Paul. Pierre Paul had one a couple weeks after Gardner, and Gardner hasn't had anything since then.
Oh, it's the worst.
So you traded for Devontae Adams. You gave up Mike Williams, who went to the Steelers and won them a game.
Yep.
Um,
Shout out to the red line.
and then sorry to your team last night, but I did see pictures that looked like a hell of a fun game to watch.
Oh my God. It's my fantasy teams are now all screwed up because of this game because I benched Nick Chubb because he was only projected like 8 points, got like 17 in two of my leagues. You're about to beat me in the
Dude,
fantasies, and I had a
you
hard I last week's fantasy matchups, I lost within the last two games of the night.
uh
Oh, like I lost to Jeff by 5 points and I was up
oof.
by like 20. And then I lost in the fantasies league that we're in. I lost by like 5 points thanks to Lad McConkey and somebody else. Oh, it's the worst. My
Yeah,
fantasy
but
teams are falling apart. But yeah, that was a rough game for the Steelers. You can't control snow. I mean,
no,
we did the
and
best we could.
I love the picture from the start of the third quarter. There's just flurries to the halfway through the end of, or the end of the third, and it's just white
Wild.
out.
White.
They're projecting snow for the San Francisco Packers game,
Oh boy.
and Bosa's not playing in that game.
Hmm.
Neither is Purdy.
Is he not playing?
Man, they just came out with it saying he's not in.
Fuck. I
I'm
need to find a fucking quarterback. Geno Smith it is.
Hey, I got Gino as a backup on one of my teams. I love it. He's
Yeah.
good. He's good
Oh yeah.
enough. He's actually starting for me this week
There you go. Yeah, defeat
because
another league. Oh God. Oh, it's even worse, my projection. I want to get killed. All right. Fuck. Here we go.
sorry, you were supposed to beat me in the fantasies league this week,
Yeah, now I'm gonna lose by like 40 to you.
and then I realized I was like, oh, I don't have a kicker. So I went and grabbed the kicker from waiver wires, and I was like, oh, all right, now I'm gonna beat Kevin.
Yeah. I had three players that got me combined 24 fucking points.
It's okay.
So
Warren's on my bench and he has 15.
yeah, but that doesn't even matter because like he wasn't gonna do anything for you in the beginning, but extra disappointed in my performance. I mean, Chris Boswell almost won me a week because he got like 25 points, but then he freaking missed a field goal. Ugh.
Yeah, he's my kicker on one of my other leagues, and I was like, yeah, you're freaking kidding me.
I
So
need you. Well, I'm hoping that Jordan Love does not have a good game.
I
So
I think he's going to eat against that 49er defense without Bosa.
yeah, well, I really hope that doesn't happen
I
for
do.
next week. Ugh, it's the worst. This is why like fantasy is like literally the worst. And like in
It's
the
okay.
fantasy league, the entire team, my entire team is literally on the bench.
It's okay,
Bijan, bye week. Devontae Adams, bye week. Evan Ingram, bye week. Darnell Mooney, bye week.
Kevin. It's okay. You beat me. Was it last week? And Jamar Chase had 50 points. You still beat me. And Jamar
I
Chase
don't
had
think I
50.
beat you.
Yes, you
I don't
did.
remember.
I'm pretty sure you beat me that week.
Is that in Jeff's league?
Yeah, because everyone else, like the rest of my team just fell apart. Like I think Jordan Love got hurt in the first quarter, so he didn't play the rest of the game. And yeah,
Jamar Chase is not even on your team
I thought
in
he
this one.
wasn't.
Not in this one.
I'm pretty sure.
Joe Burrow, you're talking about, had 37 points.
I have him in the fantasies.
No, you have him in what would Chris have done? That's the Jeff's league.
Yeah, no, that's is it? Oh, maybe I have
Yeah.
him on.
37 points with Joe Burrow, and then everybody else shit
Oh
the
yeah.
bed.
So it was the fantasies league that you beat me in with Jamar Chase where he went off.
Let me look. VIP 150.
Yeah, the week that it was he had 55 points, and I still because Trevor Lawrence didn't play. Montgomery only had 12.
This is all
Pitt.
the way in like week one.
No, it wasn't week 10. 2 weeks ago.
Week 10 in the fantasies league, I didn't play you.
Yeah, you did. I thought I played you.
No.
Oh,
Let me see your schedule. Hold on.
I thought I did.
Let's see. Chase you down. Oh wow. Week 10, you barely won. You almost lost to one of the worst teams.
Nice.
You didn't have Jamar Chase had 55 points and you didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
that's okay. I think that same week Victoria texted me, Jeff's wife, and she goes, you don't have a quarterback in right now. And it was like in Jeff's league or one player was hurt. And I was like, boom. So I went and found some random dude and I was like, I'll toss him in. I still
Yeah.
lost, but I was like, oh, at least do that. Um,
I can't believe that you won with 55 points. You didn't have a
and no
quarterback, but
quarterback.
you were saved by the grace of God because
Jamar Chase.
your opponent didn't have a running back, which then helped you.
Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Um,
Unreal.
well, let's talk about the last thing I have on here, and it's the woes of the 76ers.
Fuck the Sixers. I'm happy
I,
that it's happening.
Me too, because I even though I like Joel Embiid, I fucking can't stand him.
And I hate Philly. So
Same here.
honestly, all those losses, take them. Go ahead and trust a new process because you'll need it. And yeah, I mean, shout out to Tyrese Maxey. He's trying to play, but he can't play. He's
He
hurt,
can't,
but
and he also can't play all five positions.
yeah, and he can't
Um,
score like 1,000 points. Like, just not gonna happen. Fuck, and Tyrese Maxey's on the bench in my fantasy basketball team. All right, whatever. This league, I don't really care about. So,
I just like his quote about Embiid. Oh yeah, he doesn't show up on time for things.
which is true.
Do you really?
Unbelievable.
I just think that team's falling apart. Nick Nurse should never have left Toronto, or if he did, I know he was kind of forced out. He should never have gone to Philly. And
Yeah,
it, and then you got the Bucks who are the same issues right now. They're bottom feeders.
struggling,
Your Knicks are
struggling.
slowly getting better. You could see it. They're
Yeah,
getting there.
I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
But it's bad when Josh Hart can out rebound Karl Anthony Towns in a highlight that I've seen, where
I mean, I'm not mad about that.
that's what he does.
Yeah.
But hey, my Celtics took down the number one team in the NBA.
Oh, fancy.
No, they took out the Cavaliers, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs, that's one that I'm like, are they still undefeated right now?
No, they lost to the Celtics the other night on Tuesday, so they're 15-1.
Well, but still, the fact that they only have one loss right now,
Yeah,
and the Cavs were not that good last year, and they didn't really do anything.
I thought I thought they were good last year. They just got down the stretch. They had all those injuries. I think that's what hurt them more than anything.
Yeah.
Um, but I want to leave this off with the quote of the night from the coach of the Salt Lake this sorry Utah Jazz, Hardy, where they played the Lakers, right? And he goes, it seemed like everyone in the gym knew Connect was going to shoot the ball, except for a few guys. And those few guys were on my team.
Dang, that sucks.
Dude, that's got to be rough where you're just going, oh yeah, yeah, my team didn't realize this kid could actually shoot threes.
Hey, Dalton Connect.
He's
He's
good. Great
he's good,
pickup.
man.
Great pick.
Yeah.
I honestly wasn't sure how well he would be in the NBA, but he's doing pretty good. Not too bad.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's all I wrote for tonight. We actually made like a decent hour long, almost hour long podcast.
Yeah, I love that.
Kevin, will we ever get the filibuxers back yet? Will we ever
I don't
they
know.
ever come back?
I don't know. Jay and Josh are in Miami right now, so
What the fuck?
I didn't find that out until the other day. So they're rocking out there. I don't know if we'll ever get it back. It might be something we bring back in the fall, but as far as I know, there's a good chance we might have retired the filibuxers. So
That is very sad because I love those videos. Those are
I
great.
know, me too. But I also need Jay and Josh to love them too. So they
Jay
don't
and
want to
Josh,
be filmed
get
or
on the
anything.
film.
So, or if anything, I just do my own spinoff and I just interview other people.
I think it'd be cool if you were interviewing people at the gym, like after a workout, like
Yeah.
how you were doing it at the competition.
Oh, yes. Good
I
times.
think that would be cool.
That's actually funny you mentioned that because I have to do something for the gym that we're doing for like Thanksgiving. So I'll keep that on the hush hush
Ooh,
till that
I
time
can't.
comes up because I'll probably repost the video on my story anyway because I'll probably be tagged in it. So, because I will tag myself in it. So, yeah.
I love it. Oh, perfect. That's all I have, Kevin. You have anything else? Did we miss anything?
Yes, the one thing I wanted to talk about because we're talking about women's sports. Shout out to the Unrivaled League that set up their teams the other day. Um, Lots of notable names that are playing in that league. Just to name a few, like Kelsey Plum, Arika Agumbwale. You got who was this? You got Chelsea Gray, Nafisa Collier, and Stewie, who just came off the finals. You got Jewel Lloyd, Ryan Howard. You got Mc, Mc, Marina Mabry, Dejanay Carrington, I believe. Yep, the 305 Barbie. Angel Reese is going to be in here. There's also
Yep.
two wild card selections that two teams
Yeah.
have, and I'm curious to know who those wild cards will be. Um,
I
so I'm
was
not sure.
I was shocked that I didn't see Sabrina or Caitlin in there. Or is
Who
Kate,
knows? Maybe they could be
maybe they're the wild
someone
card.
later, a wild card later, which would be cool. We won't know until that time comes. But a couple notable coaches. Very excited to see Teresa Weatherspoon out here coaching. She's the more notable name that I know on here. I know Phil Handy. He's like an assistant coach for like the Lakers. He's been around, you see him a lot on like basketball training videos for kids. But yeah, I'm excited for this league and this is gonna air on TNT in January.
That's
So
awesome.
this is gonna be something that you definitely gotta keep an eye out for. Something that we gotta support, make sure we're supporting our women's sports. And yeah, I think that's all I got.
I'm gonna add one thing just
Sure.
because you and I have talked about it. Um, and just so you guys are aware, Kevin, I want the thing I shared with you the other night from Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share that out on the story?
Yeah.
So if you guys are friends with us and friends with some of our old college roommate or college classmates from WU, one of our friends, her daughter's going through the fight of her life right now, and she's 6 months old. So thoughts and prayers. She has a little shop. Some of the proceeds are going to help pay for all this medical stuff that needs to be done. So if you can, great, spare some coin, purchase something, donate, figure out how to help them out. But I told her we're all mountaineers. We'll help her out the best we can. So I'll let her know that I shouted this out. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. We're here to help with this because it's something we should focus in on. I know there's a lot to be thankful for with Thanksgiving around the corner, but think about the people that are in these positions too. So definitely think about those as well. So Kevin will share the stuff out. And yeah, I think that's what we got.
Cool.
All right, Kev. You I don't do it, you do it.
Do I have to do it? I feel like I
You
keep forgetting how to do it each time.
did such a good job last time.
I don't know. But yeah, I will do the outro because it's what I do. But so yeah, so outro time. Again, season two. So not season two, season two plus two, which means we're in
Wow.
season four. Yeah, it's a Friday. We're not used to recording on a
Mm-mm.
Friday,
Usually we're
but
sleeping by now.
oh yeah. So man, I don't remember. You know what? Honestly, we're just gonna end it here. Just follow us at our YouTube at the Manly Musings Podcast. Follow the Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. I'll post all the stuff that Mara just said on the socials. And yeah, I'm getting bad at this. I gotta be brushed up on how to do this. So we'll
We'll
see
get there.
y'all hopefully, probably not next week because it's
No,
Thanksgiving. So there you go. Happy Thanksgiving. And maybe we'll see you in December.
we'll see you in
Peace,
December.
y'all.
Peace.
Hopefully, we'll see.